Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something huge, the essential skills you need not just to use artificial intelligence, but to really master it and come out on top in this new era. All right, let's kick things off with this quote from an AI economist because it's a really powerful idea. The rules for success? They're being completely rewritten as we speak. The skills that made you valuable just a couple of years ago might not be the same ones that matter tomorrow. And look, this isn't just another tech trend you can learn over a weekend. No way. This is a massive, fundamental shift, and it's creating a brand new divide in the workforce. So here's where our perspective gets really interesting. A lot of us think about AI like we thought about the internet. You know, a new tool to do the old jobs a little bit faster. But the reality? It's so much bigger. It's more like the Industrial Revolution. We're not just speeding up the old factory floor. We are redesigning the entire thing from the ground up. It's a whole new way of working and thinking. And because this shift is so huge, we're seeing this massive skill gap just rip open. It's separating the people who treat AI like a fancy search engine from the pros who are really using it as a strategic partner to get incredible results. And get this isn't some far-off future problem, it is happening right now. A recent Stanford study found that in fields heavily exposed to AI, employment for young workers has already dropped by 6%. So yeah, the divide is real, and it has consequences today. So, that's the big question, right? How do you make that leap? How do you go from being a beginner to a pro and make sure you're not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new world? Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, it all starts with the absolute foundation, learning how to actually talk to these powerful new tools in a way that gets you what you want. And this slide just nails the difference, doesn't it? A beginner gives a vague command. It's like walking into a restaurant and just saying, "Bring me food." I mean, who knows what you're going to get? A pro, on the other hand, gives a detailed, specific instruction. They give context, they define the tone, they make sure the output is exactly what they need. And you can get that pro-level clarity by using a really simple 6-part framework. It's like giving the AI a complete job description. You tell it its role, you give it the necessary context, you specify the exact task, and you lay out the format you want it in. Then you add any rules it has to follow, and this one's key, you give it examples of what a good result looks like. It completely transforms your request. Okay, but here's the catch. Even with the perfect prompt, you're going to smash right into one of AI's biggest problems. These things can just invent facts, statistics, and sources, and they do it with incredible confidence. Yeah. They call this hallucination. And honestly, learning to spot it, to be skeptical and question the output instead of just trusting it, is an absolutely non-negotiable skill if you want to be a pro. The good news is you're not hopeless here. You can build a little verification process for yourself. First, always fact-check any claims with a specialized tool. Second, turn the tables and interrogate the AI. Ask it to rate its own confidence. And third, get a second opinion from a totally different AI model. The mantra is, never trust, always verify. All right, so once you've got the hang of talking to the machine, it's time to level up. We're moving beyond just using a single tool. It's time to build an entire AI toolkit and start chaining them together into powerful workflows. A really cool way to think about this is like you're assembling your own little dream team. You've got your generalist brains, like ChatGPT, your specialist researchers, like Perplexity, for digging up facts, and then your creators, like Midjourney or Ideogram, for making amazing visuals. Each one has its own job. But here's the real secret sauce. The pros, they don't just use one tool in isolation. No, they combine them in a sequence, a technique called tool stacking. Each tool hands off its work to the next, and the final result is way more powerful than anything one tool could do alone. So check this out. Let's say you want to create a single LinkedIn post. You could start with a researcher tool to find some solid data, then feed that data to a writing tool to craft the story, and finally, pass the main idea to a creator tool to build a custom graphic. It's a multi-step, multi-tool assembly line. Now, you can do this manually, where you're the director calling every single shot. Perfect for creative projects. But for those repetitive tasks, you can level up and use automated AI agents. In that case, you stop being the director and you become the executive producer. You just set the high-level goal, and the agent figures out all the steps to get there. But I gotta be super clear about something. Mastering prompting, building a toolkit, that is not the end game. The most valuable, most durable skill in this whole new world is one that the machine just can't replicate. Because look, even with the absolute best prompts and the most advanced tools, AI is probably only going to get you about 80% of the way to a truly great result. It gives you an incredible first draft, but it is never the final word. It's that final 20%, that's where the magic is. That's the part that makes your work truly connect with people, that persuades them, that inspires them. And that last 20%, that is always, always you. And this is where we get to the ultimate human skill, judgment. Economists have a great definition for it. It's the ability to weigh trade-offs and make a decision when there's no single, clear, data-driven answer. It's about navigating the gray areas of life. AI can give you the raw material, the prediction, the first draft. But you're the one who adds that crucial human polish. You bring your unique vision, your personal taste for what makes something truly excellent, and your deep care and empathy for your audience. So as we head into this new economy, remember this. Specific skills are going to matter way more than job titles ever did. And your most durable, your most valuable skill of all will be your ability to apply your judgment on top of what the AI can do. And that really brings us to the single most important question for your career. The AI provides the prediction, but you provide the judgment. It generates the options, but the final decision, the one that really truly matters, that's always on you. So how are you going to decide?